At this point, we're ready to put in our video, and I've decided to center everything by using a div or a box, and the class is centered. And if you've used the template, you already have a div centered class in the CSS, and we can check by double clicking. So to put the video in, after the H3 heading, but inside the div, I simply insert a file, and I can search up here, and I happen to know it's called 01, and I'm looking for an MP4. It gives me a preview, and I say OK, and we can see that it has definitely put some code in there, and if we double click, we can see that the video is there. In older versions of Sigil, you wouldn't actually get to preview the video, so this is a definite improvement, and of course I can go back to my other area. So the next thing I'm wanting to do is put in the still images so that kids have choice. So here's how I do that. As you know, I prefer to work in code view, and I've got quite a few images to put in. The first thing my students need to do is open the task in the correct place, and I've got an image showing them where that is. And then they need to copy the data ready to paste it to Excel, and I've got another image for that. So each time I've got an image, I'm putting it in a central div. To quickly insert the image, I go Control-Shift-I, and this one happens to be the open task, and I go OK, and that will be put in. And then for the copying, I do something similar, Control-Shift-I, which is numbered 012. Sorry, 011, that's the one to copy. And I have my images open next to me so I can actually see what the file names are. And after that it gets easier because it basically goes 010, 11, 12 and so on. So I'm going to put the rest of that in. Because I have 5 more images, I've got a blank heading and a blank space for my images, and I'm just going to paste a whole bunch of times. So 1, 2, you get the idea. So I've gone ahead and put in all of my headings, and it is useful to just have a preview and check that everything looks correct. And you'll notice this is a massive amount of information, and we really do want everything on individual pages. So what we can do is we can go back, and at the end of each div we can simply put in a page break. So I begin with the open task and I go Control-Enter, and I just keep on doing that, and on the side you'll notice that we end up with a number of sections between our original introduction and our video. So as you can see, we've got a whole lot of sections. I don't normally worry about renaming the middle images, but you can if you want to. At this point I'm going to regenerate the table of contents, and I don't want it to include H3, so I'll say up to level 2 and then go OK. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to preview it in Readium. In Readium we already have our tutorial from before, and we don't particularly want it there. So to get rid of it, we change to list view, go down to what's now the old book, and choose to delete it. And we can then go back up to the plus and put in the new file. Say open. Unfortunately, it will take a very long time because we've got video, but it's worth the wait. Normally you wouldn't preview at every single stage, but because I'm just showing you how to do the first bit, it seemed like a good idea. So now that we've got a tutorial back, we can put it in, and you'll see that we've got a whole lot of material here. We can go to open the task. I can hide that, and this is quite easy for students to just go through and see exactly what they have to do. And for those who don't like using the images, they can jump straight to the video, which will of course play.